It's no secret that there are no quick wins when starting a business, only quick losses. And if you're not careful, those losses can pile up and before long, your business is going under. Now, one of the most important things that any business owner can learn is learning what not to do. When you learn from your own failures and the failures of others, hopefully that will help you avoid some of these pitfalls along your entrepreneurial journey. So in today's episode, I'm going to tell you 3 most common mistakes that apparel decorators make that will cause their apparel decoration businesses to fail. We'll also talk about the different steps you can take to avoid these mistakes so that you can set your business on the path to success. All right, with all that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, now before we get into today's topic, if you're new to this channel, my name is Henry Ma. I'm the CEO of Ricoma, and this channel is dedicated to teaching you everything you need to know about the apparel decoration business so you can start and find long-term success in this industry. If you're new to this channel, consider hitting that subscribe button so you keep up to date as soon as new videos are released. And if you enjoy content just like this, make sure to smash that like button and give this video a thumbs up so we can push out to more people who might find it helpful. Alright, jumping into the first common mistake that I see a lot of apparel decorators make, which is not making the right decision in investing in the right equipment for their business. Now, we all know that apparel decorating equipment can be a sizable purchase and it's definitely not a spur-of-the-moment decision. It's a decision that requires extensive research, strategy, and definitely forethought. And this last point about having forethought when investing into equipment that can help grow your business is super important because a lot of apparel decorators start out by buying a small machine that they might quickly outgrow because they want to mitigate their risks. However, because of that lack of foresight, when they purchase their initial machine, they find themselves quickly outgrowing it and that the machine can't keep up with the number of orders or the type of orders they're receiving. This is super important to keep in mind regardless of which apparel decoration method you go with. Whether you are starting out in screen printing, sublimation, heat transfer, or even embroidery, you need to make sure that the machine you're purchasing up front is going to be conducive for your long-term growth. For example, let's take the case of purchasing an embroidery machine. You need to make sure that your embroidery machine is going to fit the type of projects that you're looking to embroider, or even have enough needles and a sizable embroidery area to make sure that you can complete those projects on time. I've actually done a recent video on this channel talking about how to choose the right embroidery machine for you in depth, so if you're interested to check that out, make sure to check it out in the card above and down in the links below. All in all, make sure that you purchase the right equipment up front so that you're not quickly outgrowing it and therefore having to either trade the machine in and lose some value on the depreciation, or worse, having to turn away orders and lose revenue. All right, the second most common mistake that people make in this industry that cause their businesses to fail is not taking the time to learn their equipment. Now that you've made your initial investment into apparel decoration equipment, some people think that the buck stops there. They fail to understand that it takes time and effort to learn a craft like apparel decoration. No one is born with this apparel decoration knowledge, and every apparel decoration method will have a learning curve. The only way you're ever going to grow and learn as an apparel decorator is to take advantage of training opportunities and really hone the craft and master your machine. But I always believe that you should take advantage of any training opportunity that's available, even if you've already done this for a while or had prior experience, because there's always something new to learn. This is precisely why training is one of the cornerstones of our business model here at Ricoma. Not only do we offer you pre-training content to help you set up your machine properly, but we also offer you live training with a trainer so that you can learn your machines inside and out. We also offer ongoing content, videos, and tutorials to teach you what are the different types of items you can do with your equipment. There's still one more pitfall that a lot of people make that will cause their businesses to fail, which is undervaluing your projects. Now, there are 2 key reasons why new apparel decorators undervalue their work. Many new decorators are unsure of how to price their services accordingly and therefore fall back on outdated and one-size-fits-all approaches like the stitch count rule. Now, even though the stitch count rule is specific to embroidery, I'm sure there's other rules that are very outdated for other apparel decoration methods. These different pricing approaches all have one thing in common, in that they fail to take into account the time and the labor that it takes to produce every project. Now, because every design and every project specification might be different, it is impossible to price effectively if you're just blanketing your process with a one-size-fits-all rule. A much more reliable way of pricing your to work is to actually start out with a target profit per hour that you want to make, and then working backwards by taking into account the cost of materials and how many items you can produce in one given hour. Now, I know that was a little bit quick and might be a little bit confusing, so if you're interested in a more detailed breakdown of how to price effectively, make sure to check out this video I put in the card above and down in the links below that will teach you that method accordingly. Just know that at the end of the day, you want to price according to the time that it will take you to complete that project and not use a one-size-fits-all rule that might end up underpricing your services. The second key reason that apparel decorators undervalue their work is because of competition. Many new decorators might have this knee-jerk reaction to compete with other apparel decorators by slashing their prices as low as possible. While this might seem like the right strategy on the surface, this fails to take into consideration your unique business circumstances. Not every business has the same cost and overhead, so by matching your competitors' prices or trying to undercut them, you might end up losing money on every order and therefore not be sustainable for your business to keep on doing that in the long run. A much more sustainable and perhaps creative approach to staying competitive is to perhaps offer exclusive discounts for bulk orders or repeat customers, or to offer some sort of incentive for upsells and bundling to increase your order value. For example, you can offer a promotion of buying a dozen caps and get the next 2 free. Or if you charge certain fees for setup or digitizing and design services, you can choose to offer to waive that fee in return for a bulk order. This way, you're offering a little bit of an incentive for customers to order more from you and therefore increase your revenue without having to lose money on every order. All right, so there you have it, guys. These common mistakes I've seen over and over again in this industry will easily cause your business to fail. By not investing into the right machine up front, you might quickly outgrow it and not be able to fulfill your customers' needs and therefore having to turn away orders and lose revenue. By not taking the time to attend training sessions or to learn further about your machine and master the craft, you can deliver a subpar product and therefore also get frustrated and quit the business. Finally, even if you avoided the first 2 mistakes, if you're underpricing your services, you might eventually go out of business because you're losing money on every order you take on. So I hope you found all of this information helpful and avoid these common mistakes in your apparel decoration business. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you keep up to date as soon as new videos are released. For more helpful tips in the world of decorated apparel, make sure to follow us on all of our social channels down below. We're very active on Instagram and on TikTok for some entertaining content. Finally, if you haven't already done so, make sure to join our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery, where there's now over 30,000 apparel decorators in there sharing their tips and tricks of the industry, and you can join the conversation. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.